Have you ever wondered how many other pups there are in the future of Adventure Time? Well, hold on tight, because today we're uncovering the hidden world of pups and their incredible powers. Now, you might already know Jake and Lady Rainicorn's children, Charlie, Viola, TV, Kim, Kawan, and Jake Jr., and maybe you've heard of Bronwyn and Gibbon, but what if I told you there are even more pups with amazing abilities waiting to be discovered? And the cherry on top, we might even finally understand how Ooh operates 1,000 years in the future. So let's get right into it. Let's start off with the pups that we already know. Alright, so Charlie's got this mind-blowing set of powers, like shapeshifting, flying, phasing, and teleporting, all thanks to her superhero Rents. Now she can even join forces with her siblings to create the Super Pup, grow without packing on pounds, and get all semi-transparent. Plus, she's a total boss at tarot card reading, nailing future predictions and crushing it in games like Card Wars. Now Viola, Charlie's little sister, is rocking her own rad powers too. She's got teleportation, color changing, super pup transformation, and tail propeller flying abilities. Not to mention, she's a wicked good actor with some epic special effects skills, like whipping up realistic looking rain. And did I mention her killer memory? Yup, she's got that too. As for the other siblings, TV, Kim Kil-wan, and Jake Jr., they've all got their own sweet set of powers. They're doing everything from lighting up dark spaces to forming the Super Pup's body parts and showing off some mad artistic talents. And that's pretty much all we know about the pups in the series itself. Now let's start to talk about some of the pups that may not appear in the series, but we know in fact do exist. First, do you remember Gibbon? Well, guess what? He's still alive and kicking 1,000 years in the future. Pretty wild, right? Gibbon has 3 crazy new powers. First, he's immortal, which explains why he is still living 1,000 years in the future. Second, he has the ability to wield pink ice, like we see in the beginning of the intro. And finally, he learned pup power extinguishment, but more on that later. In the meantime, let's kick things off with Herm, your typical green ovular body pup. Herm's got this wild power called division that lets him yank their skeleton right out of their body, creating 2 separate beings. Pretty rad when you need some extra helpers. Just want to double the fun, right? But next up, we've got Jess, an orange standard pup rocking a tank top and red goggles with just a tiny slit for seeing through. Jess has got this amazing power called holographic scribble, which lets him whip up holographic art using a black bee. Can you imagine the mind-blowing visuals they could create on adventures? They would never get bored. Now let's talk about my favorite future pup, Raisin, a tall standard pup with a circular tail, rainbow makeup around their eyes, and a pink horn. Raisin's power, called Holy Crap, is seriously intense. Their horn turns into a huge black spiral. Their body grows and gets all rainbowy, and then bam, a massive explosion wipes out everything around them. Talk about a flashy way to protect yourself. But here's where things get a little funky, and it might give us some clues about Ooh's future. From this point on, every pup's rocking the same white shirt with a logo and gets their powers snuffed out right when they're born. Does that sound familiar? That's cause it's Gibbon's signature move. Let's talk about some of these pups who gets their powers snuffed from there right when they're born. Let's start with Chris, a standard looking green skinned pup with big old spherical ears. They've got a bigger than usual horn, but their power, magnets, is a total mystery because it got extinguished at birth. And yup, they're wearing that white shirt just like all the other powerless pups. Next up is Pipit, a tiny dark green pup who's all about learning their ABCs. Pipit's power, astral travel, is another unknown cause. You guessed it, it got extinguished at birth. And they're also sporting the white shirt. Then we've got Jim, a gray wrinkly skinned pup with long hair on their head and a pair of brown boots. Jim's power, stretching legs, is yet another mystery, thanks to it being extinguished at birth just like Chris and Pipit. Gonder, a standard pup with a big pink body and glasses, also had their powered brain manipulator stuck at birth. So guess what? They're wearing the white shirt just like the rest. Kingo looks kind of like Jake, with the poofy haired head where their horn sits. Kingo's power perfect eyes is unknown cause, say it with me now, got extinguished at birth, and they're wearing a white shirt. And finally, we've got Supremo, a pretty normal looking pup with a regular pup face, a big blue body, and a horn on their nose instead of the top of their head. But wait, Supremo's power shape-shifting ears, he gets to keep, I am just kidding, extinguished at birth. But here's where things get a little interesting again. Beth, unlike the rest, ain't sporting a white shirt. In fact, she used to be called Her Highness Bettany Burrito Jackson IV, but got renamed to Beth. Her status? Lost, exiled, fugitive, wanted, enemy of the kingdom. Seems like she's not too keen on following the crowd and falling in line with Gibbon's whole power extinguishing agenda. But what does this all really tell us? Well, it actually tells us a lot about how the future of Ooh's operated. Beth used to be the pup princess and isn't anymore. Even in the opening intro, she's referred to as Beth the Pup Princess, which we know is not true anymore. She refused Gibbon's power of extinguishing her powers and fled the kingdom. This is a bit weird because if you're the princess, why could Gibbon still tell you what to do and and still take your powers away? Well, I believe in the future of Wu, a significant shift in power dynamics has taken place, driven by the rapid aging and evolution of the pups. Think about it. We know that pups age at an extremely accelerated rate. Who's to say that they don't evolve at that same speed? With each generation, the pups have become more powerful, which may have raised concerns for the stability of the kingdom and the rule of Gibbon, who has acquired a considerable amount of power and just achieved immortality. So now Gibbon's all freaked out by these superpowered pups getting stronger and decides to learn this pup extinguishment power to like just totally suppress their abilities. By snuffing out the pup's power right when they're born, he makes sure they stay under his thumb and don't challenge his rule. The whole everyone wears the same white shirts thing, yeah, that's all about keeping them in line and squashing their individuality. But as you may expect, not everyone's cool with this new way of life in Wu. Beth, who used to be the pup princess, ain't having it. She straight up refuses to let Gibbon take her powers and bounces into exile, making her public enemy #1. But she's still got some peeps who got her back, which means there could be a whole resistance movement cooking up, looking to bring back the good old days when pups could rock their powers without worry. This whole showdown between Gibbon's crew and Beth's resistance could end up being a major deal in Wu's future. I just did a video on how we got here, but this could be an event that happens even further in the future. We're talking a full-blown battle for power and freedom, with the kingdom's fate hanging in the balance. Will Wu stay stuck under Gibbon's iron paw, or will it go back to being a place where everyone's unique abilities and individuality are celebrated? Only time will tell. And that's it. That's my little theory. Thought it was cool. Maybe you liked it, maybe you don't. If you didn't, let me know. You got different theories, you have suggestions, you have comments. I read every single one of them. I hope you guys like this video. I really do appreciate you guys' support recently. I just love making videos, love editing them, love researching them. I just love everything about the whole video making process. But please make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help. And as always, stay adventurous.